The guy always swept the yard with an iron chain. He did it every day for 5 years, and that chain was made of cloud iron. It looked ordinary, but it weighed tens of thousands of pounds. Sweeping with that kind of weight, his wrists were already covered with deep marks. That day he was sweeping the yard like always. When the top-ranked female fighter in the martial world showed up, she knew how strong he was. She had to beat him to truly become number one. She didn't say a word and attacked first, but the guy stayed silent, just stood there, took the hit head-on. Seeing he'd rather get hurt than dodge, she tried to force him to fight back. This time she used her full strength. If he took it again without moving, he'd die for sure. But top fighters respect each other, and she didn't want an unfair win. Seeing how firm he was, choosing death over fighting back, she gave up the challenge. But before leaving she placed the warrior token down, telling him whenever he figured things out, he could go find her for a fight. The guy had already seen through fame and glory, because 5 years ago, he worked so hard to win the title of number one, but it also created countless enemies, and his whole family was wiped out. His father didn't want him taking revenge, so he never revealed the killer's name before dying. The guy was filled with regret. He had the title of number one, yet couldn't even protect his own family. After that, he became like a walking corpse, ready to waste away for the rest of his life. But the martial school's young lady saved him. With no desires left, he swept floors and did chores every day, thinking he'd just live out his days peacefully. But right after the dancer left, the young lady came with his bag, telling him to pack up and leave. She said the school didn't want to raise useless people, and someone like him didn't deserve to stay. Her words were harsh, and since he was basically living under their roof, he had no right to argue, so he quietly walked away. But she had no choice. Enemies had shown up causing trouble. She didn't want him dragged into it, so she pushed him away on purpose. Turns out the young master of Pafong Hall had his eye on her, using a sparring match as an excuse to force her. But the martial school was no match for Pafong Hall. They were clearly bullying them, and the young master was infamous. So the young lady would rather die on the stage in battle than marry him before the fight officially began. To save time, Pafong Hall brought out a testing stone. It could show a fighter's ranking. Only those who showed a rank could step onto the stage. The martial school's young master tested first, but even giving it everything he had, he couldn't light it up. No ranking meant he wasn't qualified. Everyone thought Pafong Hall had rigged the stone, trying to force the school to give up without a fight. But the young master of Pafong Hall stepped up to prove it. He sent his energy in. The stone lit up instantly. Then the words rank 5 appeared, meaning he was 5th in the entire martial world. His strength was obvious. By showing that, he also proved the stone was legit. Then the young lady stepped up. She tried her best, but only reached rank 25, still enough to qualify. She knew she couldn't win, but she still stepped forward without hesitation. She never planned on walking off that stage alive. Even if she died today, she'd never marry that infamous young master.